Nitse, Honorable Omar Jobe, Honorable Omar Jamne, Honorable Sane Jawara, Honorable Samba Jalo, and Honorable Aleu Balde. Honorable members, the delegation is accompanied by 3 technical staff and 1 development partner of the National Assembly of the Republic of the Gambia. The delegation is in the country on a study to understand the role and impact of women representatives in light of Kenya's constitutional provisions regarding women representation and gender-sensitive legislation. On my behalf and on behalf of the National Assembly, I welcome them to the National Assembly and wish them fruitful engagements. The last delegation to recognize honorable members is a delegation attending the 2024 World Scout Parliamentary Union Executive Committee meeting in Nairobi. Honorable members, I'm pleased to introduce to you a delegation comprising of the executive members of the World Scout Parliamentary Union seated in the Speaker's row. They are Honorable Gyu Bak An, President, World Scout Parliamentary Union and member of the National Assembly of Korea, leader of the delegation. Honorable Dail Chul Pak, member of World Scout Parliamentary Union and member of the National Assembly of Korea. Honorable Jan Zietzi, that one is difficult. Zizak, member of the Executive Committee and member of the National Assembly of Poland. The delegation, accompanied by 3 staff of the Parliamentary Union, is attending the 2024 Global Executive Committee meeting of the World Scout Parliamentary Union to be held at the National Assembly of Kenya today, 19th November 2024. On my behalf and that of the National Assembly, I welcome them to Parliament and wish them fruitful engagement. I thank you. KJ, 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you, and I thank you for your hospitality in hosting this very esteemed delegation. To also bring to your attention that in the delegation, we also have the Honorable Steve Kent, who is a former member of Parliament for Canada, in Canada, who is also part of this delegation. And Mr. Speaker, the World Scout Parliamentary Union is a caucus that you are the patron of, and it has great membership in this house, and they have had the opportunity to enjoy Kenyan hospitality. They have been able to visit the scouting city of the world, which is Nyeri. They have also been able to be hosted by members of Parliament, including the Honorable Charles Nguna, CNN, the Honorable Doris Donya, and all the other members of the esteemed committee of the World Scout Parliamentary Union. Mr. Speaker, to the Executive Committee, it is to just welcome them to the Kenyan Parliament, and all the deliberations that we have had on legislating for the youth, for the future, for technology, and even for humanity are going to be prosecuted on this house, on the floor of this house. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity to welcome this delegation. Asante sana.
Thank you, Honorable KJ. Honorable members, order. Honorable members, the House Business Committee has met this afternoon and directed an adjustment of our sitting times. And at the end of this, the majority leader has been directed by the Speaker to bring a procedural motion to effect those changes. Because of the backlog of work, and we are cascading towards the end of this session, we have agreed in House Business Committee that you'll sit as follows. On Monday morning and afternoon, on Monday afternoon and evening, you'll sit twice on Monday from 2:30 to 6:30, and from 6:30 to 9, depending on the availability of members and business to transact, we may extend up to the end of the day. Tuesday morning, Thursday morning, and Friday morning and afternoon next week. On the following week, you'll again sit the whole week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, before we break to head to Mombasa for Iyala Games. And I invite you members to be in Mombasa for the friendly games of the East African region, where the parliaments of the 8 East African countries of Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, DR Congo, Republic of South Sudan, and Republic of Somalia will be there, and our colleagues from Mombasa, we encourage you to lay out a good welcome for your colleagues both in Kenya and from the region. I did direct, and I want to repeat, order, Honorable Kajwang, order. Part of your business in this house is not to shake hands with colleagues. Honorable members, as much as we possibly can on cost-cutting measures, you will, including yours truly, travel to Mombasa by SGR. So you will organize with the clerk's office and the table office, the clerks who will assist you to indicate when you want to travel. You will all go by SGR, including Mr. Speaker, to cut down on costs so that we can be able to facilitate as many of you as possible to come to Mombasa and participate in the games. As many as of that opinion say aye. Those dissenting say nay. The ayes have it. Order. Order. The call for division is unlawful. Next order. Yes, Zamzam.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika, nachukua fursa hii kuwakaribisha wabunge wote wa bunge hili la 13 katika kaunti ya Mombasa. Mje mjienjoy, mtuletee biashara katika kaunti yetu Mheshimiwa Spika, na nachukua fursa hii kukushukuru sana kuweza kukaa na kamati andalizi ili kuweza kuamua michezo ya East Africa iweze kuja Mombasa. Mheshimiwa Spika, umetupa hadhi kubwa kama wakazi wa Mombasa, na kama mama Mombasa nasema karibuni nyote, na East Africa nzima karibuni nyote, na mimi nitawaandalia madafu, mje mfurahi, mjienjoy na tulete ushindi nyumbani. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
Mele.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank Honorable Zamzam for inviting us to Mombasa. And I want to just declare that because she's spoken in Kiswahili, we don't all have to speak in Kiswahili. Having said so, Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to say, Mr. Speaker, that I would wish to thank you for even acknowledging the delegations that have been here, that are visiting us. And Mr. Speaker, there are very many of my friends from the Gambia who are visiting. And they honored me when I went to the Gambia, so it was just important for me to also just acknowledge my friends who are visiting from the Gambia. And also because I'm also in the friendship group with Honorable Shakil, with the China group, I also just wish to welcome all the delegations that are here. Thank you.
You'll also tell them that their former Attorney General called Ami Bensouda,
yes,
was my classmate at the law school. Yes, not this Bensouda. This Bensouda was not in any law school. Yes. Yes, Muya. Kajwang, was she in law school? Yes, Muya.
Honorable Speaker, Mheshimiwa Speaker, vile vile Mama Zamzam amewaeleza wabunge, anawakaribisha kule Mombasa, na mimi kama mwenyekiti wa mambo ya Jumuiya ya Afrika Mashariki nataka kuwaeleza wabunge wenzangu wajitolee kwenda kule Mombasa, washiriki na wabunge, na wajue kule tuna wabunge kutoka bunge 8 tukiwa pamoja na bunge ya Somali. Hata hivyo, Mheshimiwa Speaker, namuona majority leader anacheka kwa sababu nimesema ni mwenyekiti. Hata kama nitasema mimi ni mwenyekiti kwa wakati huu, nataka kusema niko mwenyekiti kwa wakati huu. Kabla sijatolewa, nachukua nafasi kuwakaribisha ili waweze kuona. Na kwa kizungu, Bwana Speaker, tunasema katika jumuiya tunashirikiana kwa kudeepen na widen the integration.
You are wrong. It is called deepen, widen, and tighten. The integration of East Africa. Next order. Next order.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Majority.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in the spirit of widening, deepening, and tightening, I would like to welcome the visitors and also welcome the members not only to Mombasa but also to Kilifi, which is neighboring. I think we have very good accommodation and very good people in Kilifi and in Mtwapa. You know, Mtwapa is in Kilifi. You know, they don't know that, Honorable Speaker. Yeah, very good people in Mtwapa. Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Tuesday, November 19th, 2024. 1. Financial year 2024-2025, additional expenditure granted under Article 223 of the Constitution from the National Treasury. 2. Annual report of the state of the judiciary and the administration of justice for the financial year 2023 and 2024 from the judiciary. 3. The quarterly economic and budget review for the first quarter of the financial year 2024-2025 from the National Treasury. 4. Reports of the Auditor General and financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2023, 30th June 2022, 30th June 2023, and the certificates therein in respect of Gachie High School, Thika High School, St. Anne's Secondary School, Gatei Mixed Secondary School, Gakoi Mixed Secondary School, and Giakanja High School, Boys High School. I thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I beg to lay. Thank you.
Chairperson, Select Committee on Member Services and Facilities. Karani. Honorable Karani.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Tuesday, 19th November 2024. The report of the Select Committee on Member Services and Facilities on an inspection visit to constituency and county offices in Kilifi, Kwale, Mombasa, Laikipia, Nyandarua, and Machakos counties.
Chair, Select Committee on Regional Integration, Wanjiku.
Mheshimiwa Speaker, naomba takriban unipe dakika 2 nifanye mazungumzo na clerk.
That But you wanted to move your motion in Kiswahili, to give notice in Kiswahili.
Ndiyo Mheshimiwa Spika.
It's written in English. I'll permit you to give notice in English, but direct on the Hansard that when you move the motion when it comes, you can do so in Kiswahili, so that you save our time.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika, and I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Tuesday 19th November 2024. This is the report of the Committee on Regional Integration on the inspection visit to the semi-autonomous institutions of the East African Community and Central Corridor in the United Republic of Tanzania. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to lay.
Thank you, Wanjiku. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
The Chairperson, Committee on Members' Services, Karani.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion. That this House adopts the report of the Select Committee on Member Services and Facilities on the inspection visit to constituency and county offices in Kilifi, Kwale, Mombasa, Laikipia, Nyandarua, and Machakos County. Laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 19th November 2024. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Wanjiku. Chairperson, Regional Integration.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to give a notice of motion on inspection visit to the semi-autonomous institution of East African Community and Central Corridor in Tanzania. Honorable Speaker, I beg to give a notice of the following motion that this House adopts the report of the Committee on Regional Integration on the inspection visit to the semi-autonomous institution of East African Community and the Central Corridor in the Republic of Tanzania, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 19th November 2024. I beg.
Thank you, Chairperson. Next. Clerk, skip order number 7. Call out order 8, 9, and 10. We put the questions before we go to 7.
Order number 8, procedural motion, resolution to sit on other days.
What you do, call 9. Owen, hold for your boss is behind here, I think. Call 9, 10, and 11 first.
Order number 9, motion, report of the Committee of the Whole House on Technopolis Bill, National Assembly Bill number 10 of 2024, question to be put and third reading.
Order, honorable members. Yusuf, take your seat. Aika, take your seat on the nearest seat. Honorable members, I now put the question at order number 9, which is that the report of the Committee of the Whole House on the Technopolis Bill, National Assembly Bill number 10 of 2024, be now read a third time. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Yes, clerk. Okay. I now put the question on the same issue that I propose. Okay. Mover, is that KJ? Or was it Majority Leader? KJ?
Mr. Speaker, sir, I thank you for the opportunity, and I would like to say a big thank you.
No. Just say, I beg to move that the Technopolis bill KJ, go ahead, Baba.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Technopolis Bill, National Assembly Bill number 10 of 2024, be now read a third time. And I also want to request the Honorable Millie Mabona Odhiambo to second, because she was part of the process and part of the Committee of the Whole House.
Millie, give Millie the mic.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I second.
Thank you. I propose the question, which is that the Technopolis Bill, National Assembly Bill number 10 of 2024, be now read a third time. I put the question, and I do confirm that we have quorum in the House. I therefore put the question, which is that the Technopolis Bill, National Assembly Bill number 10 of 2024, be now read a third time. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to establish the Technopolis Development Authority to provide a framework for development and management of technopolises and for connected purposes. Order number 10, the Cooperatives Bill, National Assembly Bill number 7 of 2024, second reading. Question to be put.
Honorable members, I now put the question at order number 10, which is that the Cooperatives Bill, National Assembly Bill number 7 of 2024, be now read a second time. As members of that opinion say aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. We go back.
A bill for an act of parliament to establish the office of the Commissioner for Cooperative Development at the national level of government and the office of the County Director for Cooperatives in each county government to provide for promotion, registration, and regulation of cooperatives, to provide for intergovernmental cooperative relations, and for connected purposes.
Thank you. Go back to order number 8. Procedural motion.
Order number 8, procedural motion, resolution to sit on other days.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Orders 30B and C on hours of meeting, this House resolved to hold sittings on the following days for purposes of debate on the President's address and consideration of priority business ahead of the long recess. One, on Monday, 25th November 2024, commencing at 2:30 p.m. for the afternoon sitting and 6:45 p.m. for the evening sitting. 2, on Tuesday, the 26th November 2024, commencing at 9:30 a.m. for the morning sitting. 3, on Thursday, 28th November 2024, commencing at 9:30 a.m. for the morning sitting. 4, on Friday, 29th November 2024, commencing at 9:30 a.m. for the morning sitting. 5, on Monday, 2nd December 2024, commencing at 2:30 p.m. for the afternoon sitting. 6, on Tuesday, 3rd December 2024, commencing at 9:30 a.m. for the morning sitting. and 7 on Thursday, 5th December 2024, commencing at 9:30 a.m. for the morning sitting. Honorable Speaker, I don't think I need to explain the basis of that procedural motion, since you had indicated to the House in your earlier communication, and as agreed and as directed by you and the House Business Committee this afternoon, I was to move this to allow us time first to consider the President's address. As members are aware, we have the State of the Nation address on Thursday, which will be a joint sitting. And in line with our standing orders, we have at least 4 sitting days to consider the State of the Nation address by His Excellency the President, and therefore to allow us time and allow as many members as possible to contribute, we want to have those extra sitting hours in the mornings of Tuesdays and Thursdays, the mornings of Fridays, except this Friday from next Friday, and the afternoons of Monday and Monday evening, to allow us to be able to consider the State of the Nation address and a lot of pending and urgent business that is before us before we go and recess, Honorable Speaker, as you indicated, because we do hope, and as invited by Honorable Zamzam, that all of us, being the host of the Yala Games, on the 6th, we shall join the Speaker on the SGR at 6 a.m. The 6 a.m. SGR train to Mombasa, the Speaker will be on that train, and we expect that we shall all be able to join the Speaker to take on the 6th. So we want to make sure that first we are able to conclude all the business that we have before us. As members are aware, we are going for the long recess and the Christmas break, and we want by all means possible to avoid to call members for a special sitting during that long recess, because this is the only time our very hard-working staff from the clerk's office and the entire secretariat of the National Assembly are able to take their break. Throughout the year, our staff are not able to take any other break except in December, and therefore we want to indulge them and not be able to call them back again for a special sitting, so that we'll be able to conclude all the business. We also don't interrupt the Yala Games. We want and expect, Honorable Speaker, as you indicated to us in the House Business Committee, that being the hosts, the 349 members of the National Assembly are expected to be in Mombasa. And as Honorable Zamzam has promised, she is ready with mahamri, na korosho, na madafu, etc. Honorable Speaker, I have not said what I hear the Honorable KJ saying from behind me. Mambo ya Fatuma mimi siyaelewi. With that, I beg to move, and I want to request the Leader of Minority, the Honorable Junet Mohammed, who is also a member of the House Business Committee, to second this procedural motion in agreement.
Mr. Speaker, I stand to second the procedural motion. And having seconded, Mr. Speaker, I want to urge members to take it very serious, the address of the State of the Nation by the President. Mr. Speaker,
What is out of order, Yes,
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my concern is not Honorable Junet, my minority leader, but Honorable Toto is kneeling. I know that the member she's speaking to is a very honorable and much older member, but is she, in order to be kneeling? Yeah, Honorable Sigei. I know it's an adult, but surely, Mr. Speaker. In this house, we are presumed to be all equal, so as much as it shows respect culturally, but it is not in order. In order in the house, no.
Order. Honorable Millie, if you go and read the Hansard, the last time the word kneeling was used in this house, a vice president lost his job. Josephat Njuguna Karanja. Do you want my comrade, Ambassador Sigei, to lose his job? Oh. Go on, Junet.
Mr. Speaker, I am told the Honorable Toto has just come back from Uganda, and she must have learned those
Mannerism.
from Mr. Speaker how to kneel before men. Mr. Speaker, and that is the way it should be, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
That's the way it should be. Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Donya.
That's on a light note, Mr.
Order,
Speaker.
Donya.
That's on a
Donya.
light note, Mr. Speaker.
Order. Yes, Donya.
Mr. Speaker, you know this statement might be taken serious. When we go back home, our men demand for kneeling. You will be ruining our marriages, Mr. Speaker. It is men who should kneel before women, not women kneeling. In this 21st century, Mr. Speaker, we should not be told of what to do.
Order, Donya. Order, honorable members. Order. Honorable members. Jaka Wamboka, member for Bumula, can tell you that from the community where we come from, women kneeling for their men is an ordinary course of things in their houses. Go on, Jeanette. I am not talking of your community. Go on, Jeanette. Jeanette, go on. Order.
Mr. Speaker.
Order, Donya. Donya,
Sit down.
you are getting disorderly. Take your seat.
Mr. Speaker.
I never talked of any other community. I talked of Wamboka's community.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, if I may move. Mr. Speaker, we are just giving tactics of how to spice the marriages, Mr. Speaker. We are not doing anything bad. How marriages can be better, and there are places where even men kneel, and they know, men know, they can't say it in the camera, Mr. Speaker. Anyway, Mr. Speaker, I want to say that we have to members must take the address of the nation by the President very serious, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, members should understand, should know better, because, Mr. Speaker, it's a constitutional requirement. It's not just any other event, Mr. Speaker. The President comes to Parliament and addresses the nation on issues that have been stipulated in the Constitution, Mr. Speaker. Issues of national security, international obligations, the economy, and all kinds of things. And you will see at the end of his address, Mr. Speaker, he will hand over documents, set of documents to the Speaker. That tells you how important the address is, Mr. Speaker. And that is the reason why Parliament, as a National Assembly, has allocated 4 sittings to discuss and to talk about the address of the President, Mr. Speaker of the nation. So, Mr. Speaker, it is a very serious constitutional obligation. It's not just like any other thing that the President comes here to talk to us, and it is one of the ways constitutionally that this House holds the President accountable. Because every year he comes here to tell us what he has achieved the last 1 year on those 4 areas, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, it is my wish to tell the members that let us take that address very serious. Let us attend in all our numbers so that we can listen to the President. And after that, use the 4 sittings that follow the address to dissect and talk and tell Kenyans what your thoughts are on the issues that the President has addressed the House on. Mr. Speaker, with those few remarks, I second, Mr. Speaker.
I want to propose a question. Honorable Junet, Irene Mayaka was very excited when you are talking about women kneeling before men. Honorable members, I now propose the question, which is that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 30B and C, hours of meeting, this House resolves to hold sittings on the following days for purposes of debate on the President's address and consideration of priority business ahead of the long recess. On Monday, 25th November 2024, commencing at 2:30 p.m. for the afternoon sitting and 6:45 p.m. for the evening sitting. 2, on Tuesday, 26th November 2024, commencing at 9 a.m. for the morning sitting on Thursday, 28th November 2024, commencing at 9:30 a.m. for the morning sitting. On Friday, 29th November 2024, commencing 9:30 a.m. for the morning sitting. On Monday, 2nd December 2024, commencing at 2:30 p.m. for the morning sitting. For 2:30 p.m. for the afternoon sitting, On Tuesday, 3rd December 2024, commencing 9:30 a.m. for the morning sitting, and on Thursday, 5th December 2024, commencing 9:30 a.m. for the morning sitting. I'll now put the question, which is that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 30B and C, hours of meeting, this House resolves to hold sittings on the following days for purposes of debate on the President's address and consideration of priority business ahead of the long recess. 1. On Monday, 25th November 2024, commencing at 2:30 p.m. for the afternoon sitting and 6:45 p.m. for the evening sitting. 2. Tuesday, 26th November 2024, commencing 9:30 a.m. for the morning sitting. 3. Thursday, 28th November 2024, commencing 9:30 a.m. for the morning sitting. 4. Friday, 29th November 2024, commencing 9:30 a.m. for the morning sitting. 5. Monday, 2nd December 2024, commencing 2:30 p.m. for the afternoon sitting. And 6. Tuesday, 3rd December 2024, commencing 9:30 a.m. for the morning sitting. And finally, on Thursday, 5th December 2024, commencing 9:30 a.m. for the morning sitting. As many as of that opinion say aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Member for Kisumu Central, Joshua Oron.
Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Department Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the delay in the operationalization of administrative units in Kisumu Central constituency. Honorable Speaker, on 21st July 2017, the Ministry of Interior and National Administration gazetted administrative units in 1,200 locations and 2,400 sub-locations. Among those gazetted were locations Kanyakwar and Nyalenda, and 4 sub-locations Obunga, Kanyakwar, Dunga, and Lower Milimani within Kisumu Central constituency. These areas designated as administrative units were intended to bring essential government services closer to the residents, enhance security, and facilitate efficient delivery of public services. However, nearly 8 years later, the units are yet to be operationalized, resulting in the residents traveling long distances to acquire essential government services. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Department Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. 1, a status report on the operationalization of the administrative units in Kanyakwar and Nyalenda locations, Obunga, Kanyakwar, Dunga, and Lower Milimani sub-locations. as per the gazettement of 21st July 2017. And 2, the measures put in place by the ministry to ensure these administrative units become fully operational, enabling the local population to access essential national government services conveniently and efficiently. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Tongoyo.
Honorable Speaker, I think I can able to give a response on maybe next week on Thursday.
Yes.
But Honorable Speaker, I don't think the CS will give any better response than probably the obvious one, that it has been always the issue of budget. And it is not just Kisumu.
Yes.
It is all over the country, Honorable
Bring
Speaker.
the response on Thursday next week.
Well guided, sir.
Okay. Ali Wario Guyo, member for Garsen.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Pursuant to provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I raised to request for a statement from Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning regarding the status of projects under the Equalization Fund in Garseni constituency and Tana River County. Honorable Speaker, the Equalization Fund, as established under Article 204 of the Constitution, was introduced to address the historical marginalization of certain regions by providing 0.5% of the national government annual revenue to fund essential services such as water, roads, health, and electricity. These services are intended to bring the level of public service in marginalized areas like Garseni constituency and Tana River County to par with the rest of the country. Honorable Speaker, a committee was identified to undertake the responsibility of selecting the most deserving projects for funding. This committee is chaired by the County Commissioner and includes the chairman and managers of the National Government Constituency Development Fund, NGCDF. Despite the efforts of the committee in identifying the critical projects, the implementation of these projects has not been carried out accordingly. Concerns have been arisen over issues such as tendering, public participation, and the overall transparency of the process. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning on the following. Clarification on how the tenders for these projects were issued and confirm whether due process is outlined in the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act was followed. Number 2, clarification on whether the mode of advertisement for these projects or tenders was conducted in a transparent manner that allowed for the fair participation of the local contractors. Number 3, the extent to which public participation was conducted in identification, prioritization, and implementation of these projects in line with the Article 10 of the Constitution. Number 4, a detailed update on the current status of all projects under the Equalization Fund in Garseni constituency and Tana River County, including the expected timelines for the completion. Number 5, an account on the total funding allocated to these projects under the Equalization Fund, detailing how much has been utilized so far and what balance remains. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Wario. Chair, Finance and Planning. Who is the Vice Chair? Naomi, can you communicate to the Chair, Finance, if possible, to bring a response before Thursday next week.
Honorable Speaker, I will, and I'm sure they will be able to bring by Friday, as you said.
Daniel Manduku, Nyaribari Masaba. Order members,
Honorable Speaker.
order members who are standing in the walkway. Sabina Chege, you've just walked in and you are causing disorder. Order. Take your seats. Okay, go ahead, Manduku.
Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 44, 2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Roads and Infrastructure regarding the stalled Kenyanya, Sosera, Ekona, Ramasha, Suguta Junction Road in Nyariva Masava constituency. Honorable Speaker, the construction of the said road was launched in the year 2018 and commenced shortly thereafter. Unfortunately, the project stalled in 2019 after the construction of only 2 kilometers of the total approved length of the said road. Additionally, the contractor had extracted maram from Sosera Primary School, leaving behind a large pit which is now filled with stagnant water and which has become a breeding ground for mosquitoes and is a safety risk to the pupils and learners in the school. As a result, the area has experienced a rise in malaria cases, and a tragic accident was experienced in the year 2020 when a child drowned in the hazardous pit. The incomplete road has also severely affected residents by disrupting access to essential services. Honorable Speaker, sir, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Roads and Transport on the following. 1, a report detailing the status of the Kenyanya, Sosera, Ekona, Ramasha, Suguta Junction Road, the circumstances for stalling of works, and when the road will be completed. 2, measures being taken to address the safety concerns of the residents and students in Sosera Primary School regarding the hazardous pit. And 3, the relief measures that the government is putting in place to mitigate the health and safety risks posed by the stagnant water in Sosera Primary School. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Chairman, Transport. GK, is he here? Yes, Zaid. Are you able to bring a response
Yes, Honorable Chair, I have the response.
on this issue?
Yes, I do.
You are disputing.
Sorry.
You just raised it now. How did you have? What you want to respond to has not come yet. So can you try and bring a response to Honorable Manduku before we break?
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
We go to responses. Honorable Jerry Maina's statement. Gokoyo? Yes, member for Moyale.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On 18th October, I asked for a statement from the Departmental Chair of Internal Security and Administration.
DOU.
2 weeks down the line, because you gave instruction that they come back with the report in 2 weeks.
Thank you, Gogoyo.
It's almost 1 month,
Sorry.
and there's no response.
Tongoyo, when you respond to Jerry, can you start by telling Professor when you will respond to him? Tongoyo.
It's true that the Member of Parliament for Moyale did ask for a statement. And of course, yeah, it's true, 2 weeks down the line. Just want to beg for a little bit of patience because the ministry is still working on it. It's work in progress. And I promise to next week consider to have the statement in this on the floor. kindly.
Thank you. Go on now and respond to Jerry.
Honorable Speaker, the response on the statement being asked by the Member of Parliament for Kirinyaga, Honorable Jane Jerry Maina, I want to respond as follows. And maybe I want also to say that she was specifically wanted to know the status of investigation into the death of Derek Khashoggi and whether the police officers involved in the killing of Mr. Derek Khashoggi and the measure that the government has put in place to address the extrajudicial killing and the use of excessive force by the police officers. Honorable Speaker, on 19th, 2024 at around 1:30 p.m., police officers were on a patrol found at Bar 1 Club in Kiandai Shopping Center operating beyond stipulated operating hours. The officers condoned off the bar with a view of arresting revelers and the bar owners for contravening stringent measures put in place by the government to control sales and consumption of alcohol and drinks stipulated under the Alcoholic Drinks and Control Act 2010. When the officers entered the bar through a side gate, the revelers started to run away and some were jumping over the iron sheet perimeter fence, and in the ensuing melee, Honorable Speaker, unfortunately, a firearm discharged an ammunition and Derek Khashoggi Munene was fatally injured. Honorable Speaker, on the second question, immediately after the shooting, the PC number 1024, Hannah Mwangi, was arrested and placed in police custody, VAD OB number 11-19-05-2024 at Kiamashiri Police Station in Mwea West Sub-County, and she was later released on bond pending finalization of investigation by the IPOA, and which commenced by recording statements from relevant witnesses and assembling relevant exhibits for prosecution purposes. Honorable Speaker, on the 10th June, same year, this year, her firearm, that is a firearm of the suspected police officer, and a spent cartridge were forwarded to the ballistic station at DCI National Forensic Laboratory for forensic analysis, and when the analysis is completed, the inquiry file will be forwarded to the office of the DPP. Honorable Speaker, on the third question, the government has put in place an adequate stringent laws and regulations for the lawful use of force and firearm as a police officers, VAD Service Standing Order Cap 47 and the National Police Service Act 2010. The officers are under stringent instruction to refrain from use of excess force against members of the public and may only use firearm in justifiable instances such as for protecting the life of another person who is in danger or self-defense. And the service is also oversighted by IPOA. In conclusion, Honorable Speaker, the government does not condone acts and contrary to the law and the Constitution. All acts which appear contrary to the law are investigated thoroughly and appropriate action taken against any officers found capable. IPOA also conducts investigation to ensure fairness and justice to the family. Further, the government has no policy on extrajudicial killing. However, the government is aware that there are isolated instances where the police officers are subjected to investigation to instances of murder where they are suspected to be involved. And in such circumstances, the law takes its course. Statement signed by then the CS Honorable Professor Kithure Kindiki. So it's true as from the statement that it was an accidental shooting where the gun released ammunition, and unfortunately the victim got shot. And I want really to condole with the family and ensure that the investigation is underway, and once it's completed, the appropriate action will be taken against the responsible officer. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Jerry.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Well, I thank the Honorable Chair for responding. I do take great exception that at paragraph 3, he says that a firearm discharged and ammunition. Firearms do not discharge themselves. They do not have any robotic capacity. Armed policemen who are supposed to guard the lives of Kenyans discharge weapons on unarmed and innocent Kenyans. Honorable Speaker, I happened to visit and condole with the family of the late Derek Gashoki, who was a young student waiting to join university this year. Honorable Speaker, I note that the firearm of the police officer and a spent cartridge purportedly, while it was sent on the 10th of June for an analysis and a ballistic report so that further investigations can be concluded and the file presented in court, the same has not been done, and therefore the officer is roaming freely while a young student who was waiting to join university lays dead and the grieving parents are waiting for justice. I am requesting for a follow-up update on the report within 30 days, because if surely it takes 5 months to investigate who shot a young student waiting to join university, then it could take forever, Honorable Speaker. I request an update on the same within 30 days so that I can go to the family, the grieving family in Kirinyaga County, and update them that their son will get justice, though he will not come back to life. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Speaker, I did, Honorable Speaker, acknowledge and admit that, of course, the shooting happened accidentally from the firearm of the police officer. And I want to just tell the honorable member, it does happen. That is an accidental shooting. A time when the pistols have been cocked, or whichever gun, and the safety pin is not been locked or engaged, the ammunition can discharge themselves. So it does happen. They are rare, but it does happen. So investigation is ongoing. Yes. And I've just mentioned the ballistic is ongoing, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, even though I've not trained in guns and shooting, but I also know the chair of internal security has no such a training, and is taking it upon himself in this house and before cameras and Kenyans to explain how that happened and how it happened. Is it really in order? I think there should be a fair, more deliberate way, given that the life of a Kenyan young person was lost. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Indeed, there is what you call accidental discharge. It happens in any firearm, from a pistol to a machine gun, because the movement of that particular weapon, the trigger can easily pull the round forward and it discharges. So from experience, I can confirm what my chairman has said, that it happens.
Chair, I don't think any member of the chair is a ballistic reports expert, but I'm kindly requesting that after 30 days, I get a follow-up feedback from the chair whether the report is complete and has been forwarded to the DPP so that prosecution can start. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Tongoyo, did you say there's an inquest?
The issue of the gun that discharged the ammunition is truly belong to the officer, and we say it was accidental. For majority of us who own the gun, when you have not engaged the safety pin, the ammunition can discharge. So what I've said is, yes, sir.
Stop giving evidence on facts that you are not privy to.
Yes.
What you need to do in a situation like this, and I know many issues like this will come to you.
Yes.
Jerry herself as a lawyer knows that when a citizen loses life in circumstances like what you have described, the law requires an inquest to be carried out where the police will place material before a court of law and a magistrate will decide whether there is anybody culpable for the loss of life or not. Such an inquest will ordinarily result into either a closure of the file or a prosecution of anybody found culpable. Otherwise, from where you stand, you have no capacity to give evidence on how a gun discharged a bullet.
Yeah, I was just, on the same, Honorable Speaker, I think I was very clear that the ballistics section of the DCI and the forensic laboratory are still doing the forensic analysis. And once the analysis is completed, the inquiry file will be forwarded to the DPP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jerry. We'll leave it there. Marian Kaitani, Social Protection Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. This is a response to a statement sought by the Honorable Member for Aldai constituency, Honorable Miriam Keitan, MP, who has sought response regarding disbursement of the Women Enterprise Fund. In her statement, Honorable Speaker, the questions raised by her were two. First, what is the rationale behind reducing the borrowing, especially considering the fund expanded resources and the fact that it is specifically targets women groups? And second, what measures are being put in place to ensure that the Women Enterprise Fund remain an effective tool for supporting Women Enterprise Fund? Honorable Speaker, I wish to respond like this. The fund introduced digital loan and saving product on the 1st of July 2023. The product targets a group of 10 to 30 women. The loan is offered through a digital platform by dialing a hash 254 *254 hash. Upon compliance, then the term and condition, the turn around time is instant. The group can access the WEF group through two processes. One, you dial USSD *254 hash, select Women Enterprise Fund, and two, M-Pesa application, Grow tab, select Financial Inclusion, Mini App, and a Development. During the pilot phase between 1st July 2023 and 16 September 2023, the fund disbursed 941,901,000 to 18,955 women group with shillings 257,464,445 being repaid as of 31st May 2024. Only first cycle of 50,000 was activated for the pilot phase to allow the fund to monitor the trend to inform rollout of the rest of the borrowing amount. From the trend, the loan demand under the digital is many times higher than the manual model, as evidenced by the near shillings 1 billion disbursed under the 2 months, putting extremely high pressure on the limited cash available for lending. This implies that with bigger loan limit, only a few groups will benefit and the resources are depleted. In policy, the fund has approved bigger loans limits, but introducing them will not enhance funding to the fund to sustain cash flow and continue service to the Women Enterprise Fund. Question number 2 was, what measures are being put in place to ensure that WEF remain an effective tool for supporting Women Enterprise Fund? The fund is implementing several measures, key among them, improving financial sustainability. Financial sustainability is crucial for any organization to continue offering services to its clients. To achieve sustainability, the fund seeks to grow its value from 10 billion by ensuring efficient management of operation costs. 2, improving accessibility to loan by all Women Enterprise Fund, re-engineering loan delivery channels. The agenda of the government is to ensure an inclusive financial landscape. Fundamental to this area initiative that enables inclusion of women in the financial services. The fund aims to expand financial access for 5 million Women Enterprise Fund in all parts of the country riding on digital platform. Moreover, the fund aims at diversifying the product and services to serve a wider market. 3, enhancing financial and entrepreneurial skills for women enterprise fund. One of the training for women SMEs facilitates the expansion and enhances profitability, productivity, and
Imagine a future where you can enjoy the fruits of your hard work without financial worries. A time when you can truly relax, travel, and pursue your passions. To achieve that dream, you need to plan today. With a cost of living constantly rising and inflation showing no signs of slowing down, the money you need today will be nearly 10 times higher by the time you retire. Without a solid retirement plan, you risk financial insecurity when your active income stops. That's why saving for retirement is necessary. Regardless of your age, it's never too early or too late to start planning. Engage with experts from any RBA registered individual pension plan for guidance in tailoring a retirement strategy based on your current lifestyle, future goals, and desired retirement age. This provides the fixed regular income you'll need after retirement to ensure you live comfortably without compromising your quality of life. The earlier you start saving, the more secure your future will be. Start saving for your retirement today and live your golden years the way you've always dreamed. For more information, visit our website www.rba.go.ke, call our toll-free line 0800 720 300 or email info@rba.go.ke. Secure your future. Secure your peace of mind. RBA, safeguarding your retirement benefits.
MSMEs are at the heart of driving the government's bottom-up economic revolution, one business at a time.
So as young peoples, inabidi tunajituma. Ukipata 500, unajua ile 500 nikipata ile 500 nitaweka itoshe. Ninunue kale kama chini kenye nataka kununua, ninunue kompyuta yenye nataka kununua. Nang'ang'ana tu.
From local hustlers to game changers, building dreams and growing teams through job creation, tech innovation, and financial inclusion. Is the Hustler Fund the spark fueling the fire for economic transformation? Join us on Tuesday at 9 p.m. on The Shift as we talk to MSME Principal Secretary Susan Mangeni to find out if these small businesses are igniting big solutions. The Shift.
Are you looking for a brand-growing outdoor advertising with beautiful simplicity and an artistically inspired choice? Look no further. Our 40 years of credible reputation and experience will give you exceptional brand traction.
Kwanza hatujui ni akina nani na nia yao afalko ni nini. Usamweka kama mfereji. Nuru, niambia fanya nini maana watu washinda kwenda zao. Tutakalosema mniache mimi nitamjibu. Sawa jamaa.
Wataka kujitoa?
We are located at Corner Plaza, 4th floor on Parklands Road. Take Talk. Get your brand on the talk with City Clock.
Thank you for joining us on Healthy Living. Stay connected to Voice of America at voanews.com. A look at your kidneys and how they impact your health. And an expert discusses chronic kidney disease and how to protect yourself. And Ivorian psychologist Noor Bakayoko shares some insights on bullying and what can be done.
It's important to avoid major events or major health crises.
How do you know if your cough is due to a serious condition? We'll have some answers. Stay well
and strive to make every day a healthy day.
qualification campaign. They will not be in Morocco for AFCON 2025.